Hello everyone, Kayla here, and this is What the Kink, a natural hair channel where I help frustrated naturals simplify their natural hair routine so they can do less and get more results. Today is the very first wrap-up video of my base study series, and the base that we have in question here is the Kinky Curly Not Today Leave-In. I feel like this is a very good product to start with because it's a basic. It's been here for a long time, and you know, what is it like paired with other products? Because before now, I had never paired this with anything else. So first thing, if you've never heard of this product, it's by the brand Kinky Curly. It is available at big box stores, drugstores, Sally Beauty, Whole Foods. You can get this pretty much anywhere. I usually talk about price in my videos, but I can't for this one because the price varies wildly. How much you pay for this will be a difference of like $2, $3, or maybe even more dollars depending on where you buy it. So I highly recommend, just for your local area, just looking at the prices online, price match, compare, whatever, and buy from whoever has the best price in your area. So I do want to make some overall comments about this leave-in as a base before we go into the specific combos that I tried over this whole course of the base study. Number one, I will say that this product does apply very nicely. I am someone who applies it in the shower, soaking wet hair with additional water added. So it applies very nicely. Despite it being a white product, it doesn't really leave a white cast on the hair. Like sometimes, you know, when people use a white product, you know they used a white product. I mean, it's not all the way white, but it definitely isn't the most, you know, see-through of things. So despite that though, some of the combos, like I had tried those gels before and they were a little bit dull in comparison to what I know that they could be. And then also some stuff did have like a very fine snow, little bit of snow, but like not enough for me to be like, I'm not wearing my hair like this, or for other people to be like, why is it snowing on your head? But like little subtle, like, oh, okay, I got a little bit, you know, let me brush it off and let me keep going. So some of the combos did that as well. It's just something I noticed across the board when using this as the base product in my wash and go. Oh, I also want to add here as well, I forgot to say this, but in some of the combos, I felt like my hair was a little frizzy. This produces wash and goes that are a little bit more frizzy than they would be otherwise. Like I've literally tried that same topper with another base and the hair wasn't as frizzy, but with this it is. So it's slightly frizzy, it's bearable frizz, especially if you like a softer or more fluffy wash and go. I think it's wearable frizz, but I did notice that combos that feature this to leave-in have a little bit of frizz. So let's get into these combos. I took notes on every single one, and I kind of want to go with categories at first. So the very best combo is probably obvious to everyone that's ever used this product or this product line before, but the best combo is the Kinky Curly Not Today Leave-In paired with the Kinky Curly Curling Custard. That is the best combo that I got out of this entire base study. My notes for this were very defined with no cast, beautiful curls with great movement, strongly scented. It is very strongly scented. And in fact, a couple times I've gone to a hair salon with this combo in my hair, different hairstylists, they always say, oh, I can smell the Kinky Curly system. What else is in there? Like, so people can smell it. It's a very distinct smell. Also, when I was a teacher, the children would comment on the smell in the classroom because they could smell the product in my hair. So if you don't like strongly scented stuff, very strongly scented. Days lasted about 4 because before it develops like crazy volume, but the curls are still really defined even past that. It's a full 7 days of beautiful curls, but it just gets so big that I start wearing half up, half down so that I can still show off the curls while not like having my hair be so big. Now, on to the worst combo. There was kind of a tie for the worst combo. So it was a tie between Miss Jessie's Jelly Soft as a topper and the Wonder Curl Curling Jelly. I've noticed that things that are like more of a medium to light hold, when paired with this, it just gets even lighter, you know? So it doesn't help with the hold of whatever product that you are using. So notes on the Wonder Curl Jelly. This is very puffy and soft. It has elongation and movement. Adding Emba would take this to another level. Days lasted 1. 1 day lasted. Then, as I said of the Miss Jessie's Jelly Soft, Another soft one. This one is mostly defined, but a little frizzy. I smell a little like a bar of soap. Some Imba would save this one too. Days lasted 2. And in fact, y'all don't get sick of me talking about Imba, but let me tell you something. When you know, you know. So this is actually the Wonder Curl set with Imba over it. Now there's a little bit of white stuff developing here because I probably put a little bit too much Imba. But what I did was I did the original set, but then I did put a little bit more water over my hair, and then I put a little bit Imba over the top of it. And so this is day 4 hair. Day 4, which you know I didn't even get past day 1 with the Wonder Curl with this underneath it. And you can see it's defined, and it's a soft wash and go with lots of definition, and I can continue to wear this for days 5, 6, and 7 until it's ready to wash. You see what I'm saying? So, listen, I ain't got to lie to you. You can see the proof. But anyway, yeah, so that's another use for Imba, is to save a wash and go that ain't doing that great. I have not tried this, tried it on top of the Miss Jessie's, but I'm pretty sure it would be a similar type of result. I mean, because look what it did for Wonder Curl, all right, compared to the video footage that I'm going to put in here, thanks to the lovely archiving features on Instagram. So let's talk about some of the other combos that were just like kind of in between. They weren't the worst and they weren't the best. So I also tried it with Frozen. It's not the worst, but isn't the best. Nice cast, despite being out in ugly weather for hours, nearly matte, so not very shiny at all. Very defined. Days lasted 4. Roots got really big and shapes started to look wonky with all the shrinkage. Still pretty defined though. I also tried this with Jello shots. I do not enjoy the application process. If you over smooth the section, it feels like rubbing a beach ball. It also catches as you rake to define. So when I was trying to style my hair, I couldn't really smoothly or effectively style my hair like I wanted to because of the catching. Looks better than Frozen, but it's flat and casty. Big clumps because I was unable to really rake. So my hair was in these huge clumps. And I don't prefer my hair like that. I like to be able to have like pieces of hair. And I couldn't really get that because of the feeling was horrible. It took the entire week before it actually looked good to my liking. I mean, literally on wash day. The roots have become very puffy at this point, barely noticeable flaking over time. Days lasted 7. I feel like with Jello shot, maybe if I had some water over the top of it or whatever to kind of try to loosen up some of that, it might have helped a little bit. And then one last combo. I did a whole video on this one, so if you haven't seen it, definitely check it out after you watch this one. But Earth Tones Max looks great. Lightweight but hanging in defined hair. Start to have a noticeable visible product cast as it got older. Days lasted 6. So this one, it really gave. It gave almost what I would have gotten from using the Kinky Curly combo. It was shiny and everything, but then it started to have like, oh, there's definitely product on your hair, and it started to show up more as the days went past. Again, technique things I said in that video. Probably could have rinsed it with a little bit more water, smooth through to make sure I wouldn't get that, or maybe even use like a foam or something to finish that hairstyle to make sure that it would not become like that. So that one was like, I couldn't say it was on par with the best, but it was definitely right under the best because it was also a better set that I got with this, and I'm glad that I captured that one on film. If I were gonna go for a leave-in underneath a wash and go, because that's probably why, you know, a lot of people are interested in these combos or would have been interested in these combos, I would probably go for something that has a little bit of hold in and of itself as a leave-in. They do make leave-ins that have hold ingredients high up on the ingredients list, or they just happen to smooth the hair a little bit better before you go to put the gel in. So I would recommend one of those over this. So like something like Soultanicals Knot Sauce smooths the hair. Paul Mitchell the conditioner kind of helps to smooth and style the hair. Any of those leave-ins that you guys have seen me use on here, totally. In fact, one that doesn't appear in the video I'm about to recommend to you is the Cake Beauty Curl Cream. It has an ingredient that provides hold really high up on the ingredients list, I think within the first 5. All of those would have probably better have smoothed my hair and prepped the canvas before I went to put whatever gel over the top of it. And so I am going to link the video that shows you the combos, the leave-ins that I recommend, because I think those would be a better choice than this one if you're more of a leave-in with your wash and go girly. Subscribe. I post videos every week. and I'll talk to you in the next one.